Hey, brothers and sisters, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. New view. No, not that. But we're talking about the further decline into misery of the black community. And we're not talking about a decline. It's not at rock bottom, but it is at the bottom. And we're discussing how it got there. Okay? How it got there. How some people refuse to see the truth. How some people keep giving these black women a pass. They'll blame everybody else. They'll blame the black man when most black men are doing the right thing. Most black men, many black men are no longer referring to themselves as black men. See, because we educate ourselves. And we're saying, no, we're not black men. I say we're Afro men because we can grow afros. All right, but we know that we're something other than a color. So we are declining to be called by just a color. The black woman, she felt like her one job was to keep us on the plantation, to keep us ignorant. She's the one that taught us ignorance first. Ignorance is bliss. We don't need to know everything. That's what she taught the boys. The girls, she taught them to go out and use her thing to exploit, ruin, but use her legs, the center of her legs, to get what she wants. Manipulation, witchcraft. All right. Some of us have awakened. But for some of you brothers that are waking up and don't really understand what happened to you, I'm going to break it down. And we're going to use Amara La Negra, all right, to really illustrate the doublespeak or the forked tongue that is coming out of the black woman. You know how the natives used to say, which were us, that white men speak with forked tongue. You saw it in the movies, right? Like a snake. But the biggest snake to the Afro man has always been the BAF. All right? And this is why I say, if you are a sister, a true sister, this is why the Most High says you're supposed to sanctify yourself, separate from them. You're not supposed to identify as one of these black women we're talking about if it's not you. But that's the problem. Many will identify with, argue with you over because they, in their hearts, want to be represented by the people that's doing the evil. And how you know a true sister? She will not want them, these black women, to represent her. She will want to be represented by a good, strong Afro man with spiritual inclination. And not that weak, the black woman is queen mess. Oh, we wouldn't be nothing without the black woman. We're nothing because of the black woman. All right? The real oppressor of the Afro man has been the black woman. But he's leaving. So now the only person being oppressed is the black man. Until you wake up, you're going to continue to be oppressed by them. Now, let me greet everybody. Havort and Hardugu dog all the way to the bank. Fastest lows, bonjour, mes amis. Keto bawani konnichiwa. Ni hao ni ama, sani bonani, jumper baigani, assalamu alaikum and shalom. All right, so let me remind everybody real quick. Donations are needed for those that care to do it, but remember, you take care of yourself, family, and home first. All right, let's get those thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell. All right, click the notification bell because you'll be privy to my live shows when they come up. All right, again, you don't have to donate. It'll help the channel out. It'll help what we do in the community. It's not going to stop videos from coming up. Finals did, school did, but This is to wake up the brothers. So understand this to the new people. The old school people on this channel already know what's going on. All right, so let's get to cracking. All right, now I put this picture up, the one in the lady in the orange dress, to show you how they a lot of times plants lure insects into traps by looking very, very appealing. All right. And a guy said it was that picture in the orange was Amara La Negra. All right. But she's not Amari La Negra. And there's a way you could tell, right? When Amari La Negra came up into the scene on Love and Hip Hop, she's trying to be a black woman because she identifies as a black woman, but she like to say black Latina woman. All right, she's not from Latin. Latin is a language that the same slavers that taught us English taught her. All right, we were indigenous to all of these lands, and many, especially on the islands, came from Angola, Mozambique, all right, many different parts of Africa. All right, they got off the boat first, but they want to be ignorant to that. That getting off the boat first thing. All right, so let me break something down real quick. Here is the problem. Everybody was trying to give this woman props because she was trying to raise awareness for Latina, this, that, and the other. But I told you that her only goal was so that she would be seen in a favorable light by the Caucasian man who was her true desire. I told you in other videos, she didn't give a hoot about the community. She only cared about how she could get into Caucasian society. Right? In her video, she did not do anything to express Afro love. Her ideal mate was always a Caucasian dude. All right? So when she was talking all that mess, a lot of people from where she is, they were out and there's like, nah, she faking. All right? She faking the funk. All right? And I was like, y'all just wait. Sooner or later, we are going to get what's really, really, really going on with her. All right? So, what you have is this. Love and Hip Hop New York, Brittany F. Taylor is getting a lot off her chest after tossing her two-timing boyfriend to the side. Now, guess who this other black woman's boyfriend was? Right? The rapper claims that Dex, son of Cyndi Lauper, has been putting his alabaster hands on her. But wait a minute. I thought that the Caucasian man was just so good to these black women. All right? They would put dudes on blast that never touched them, and they would get with the most violent, the thugs, the Caucasian men. Oh, and don't think the LGBTs aren't having it out either. All right? Not only that, he's been unfaithful with different women, including Amara La Negra. So Amara La Negra has been getting it on. I kept telling y'all this, but they said they'll get to that in a second, right? Y'all see the article in the description box, right? But I'm saying this to make a greater point. That these women have never been for us. Period. They're faking the funk. Period. You got two wannabe black women that want the black men, the thugs and stuff, to buy their music. All right, she got gang on her earring. All right, and this is the quality of black women, no matter where they're coming from, that deals with the United States. You talk about culture vulture. Amara La Negra is a culture vulture. Why? She is trying to use Afro culture in order to exploit it to make her money so that she can get up there and be run through by the Caucasian guys. All right. Now, to clean up this mess is because of her pro-wax speeches and all of that stuff. They're making rumors that she's getting with Usher or somebody. All right. You ain't never seen her with nobody. In all her videos, when she has a love interest, it's a white guy. Don't give me this, it's Hispanic. No, white guy. And they know the difference. Everybody knows this difference. We're the only ones that be trying to parse this mess. His father was white, so he's a white guy. Period. All right? And so that's basically it. And we're supposed to just follow along by all their music. And the black guys don't understand that these women are just using and exploiting them just to get that bang so they could be banged by a white guy. And by the time these guys are done with them, would you even want them? Would you really want a Amara La Negra? Really, would you? I wouldn't. And all that shape that she had, it's fading fast. And the industry is causing it to fade fast. All right? So she got up there trying to be part of this industry, and the only thing she had going for her was not real talented singing. No, she's not sounding like no Aretha Franklin or anybody in that day. Any of the sisters from back in the 80s, 70s, she don't even sound like any of the sisters from the 90s. Any of the black women from the 90s. As a matter of fact, nobody sounds like them now. All right, in the 90s, they were popping out some singers and rappers. This woman, when compared to the women of the 90s, is neither. This is a woman that has exploited her assets, none of which included her voice or her thought processes in making a cohesive rhyme or rap. She's just doing the same old cookie cutter garbage that everybody else is doing in this industry. Right? To the point where nobody wants to see them anymore. All right, I want y'all to think about that for a second. So now that we could throw that away, let's understand this. So you can see how she's throwing herself away again. All right, she's losing her shape. She's not going to have the shape that she had as a young person. And the wall is winning sooner than later. She's now complaining about how she's having a hard time maintaining the figure off of which she's trying to live off of. In other words, she's not trying to live off the talent. Her talent isn't her singing or rapping. Her talent is how she promotes her body and who she promotes it to. So now you got this Caucasian skinny dude in the midst of beef with two females fighting over a skinny white guy. And you can't hate the white guy. If he getting it, it's being thrown at him because of the color of his skin by a bunch of black women. Okay? And we got a word for these kind of black Negropeans. because they put all their weave on their head, and they're trying to look like a white woman. Chances are this dude will come to his senses and get one of them when it comes time for him to marry, which ain't nothing but a binding contract of slavery, more so making black men slaves. All right. So again, their intent is that they never loved you, these black women, and these black women are down for this. They're rooting for them to get a white guy. They have a new term for getting a white guy: leveling up. So to level up, now let's talk about racism. The biggest racism that we're dealing with as Afro men in the black community is the black women, because they see white skin, not the quality of the man or anything, just pure whiteness, as leveling up. Think about that for a second. This is a video game to them. Leveling up. I want y'all to understand that. And y'all still want to cut for these? Really? Y'all still want to cut for these? All right, so let's throw that away. All right, so let's get into this. Margaret Sanger, supported by Hillary Clinton. Guess who followed Hillary Clinton? The black woman. To the point where the black woman got angry at any Afro man that did not follow Hillary Clinton, who said Margaret Sanger was her role model. That's who she looked up to be. This is what Margaret Sanger said about us. She says Slavs, Latin, and Hebrew immigrants are human weeds. So there's a difference to Margaret Sanger between the Hebrews and the Jews, right? Dead weight of human waste. Black soldiers and Jews are a menace to the race. This is Margaret Sanger, founder of Planned Parenthood, 1922, whose sole purpose was to eliminate these groups of people from the face of the earth, and their main weapon and tool in that elimination was abortion. Oh, the same abortion to which black women alone has eliminated 1/4 to 1/3 of the population, more than everything else combined that has killed us and almost doubled. Okay? Black women are the ones that win on all the shows. Remember, we know that the media runs the shows and stuff like that, but the black women didn't have to go on them. So it came out that being involved that the black man was the best at it. The Afro man was the best at it. Right? And supports, this was in the Los Angeles Times, and the source was the National Center for Health Statistics. So the National Centers for Health Statistics started to do this, thinking that, oh, we're going to hold something over on the black man, because we're going to show that he's at the bottom. And no, he ended up rising to the top, being an involved dad, black fathers, ahead of everyone, statistically. But the black women, not the Caucasian people, the black women were the ones on the show spreading all the negative myths. The Caucasian people used the words of the black women and ran with it. So the black women are the ones that's been bashing, and they've been lying, straight up lying. We'll get into that in a minute. So what happened is that these black women start having all these children from these 16 and 15-year-olds. Why? Because they realized they could get child support. Why? They could realize that the 50-year-old's mama ain't raised him to be nothing, and so they could control and manipulate him because the older men have wised up. Okay? But if you look statistically, the women have been doing the most heinous crime. It's just that they've been allowed to get away with it by the powers that be. And in the old Afro community, these women couldn't get away with this debauchery. Okay, again, amare la negra, amare la negra, amare la negra. Got to pronounce that right. You know I'm taking Spanish. All right, she's up there talking about, oh, black this, black that, and these people aren't respecting the blackness. No, she's not respecting it. And so the people don't have to respect it because every time they look at these black women trying to come up in the industry, they're going after white dudes. All right. And the black women in the community call it leveling up. So not only do they not deserve the respect of Afro men, but if we're not going to respect them, then the rest of the people aren't going to respect them. But there's a reason why we don't respect them because they lied on us, they cheated, they committed treason, and they tried to destroy us through abortions. And not only was that bad enough, but they got the majority of black women to co-sign with all that BS. And these black women will argue with you when you point out these facts. So they're not even worth talking to. All right. So what's happening? The Caucasians don't have a right to respect them. They're going to use them for the 304s that they throw themselves up to the Caucasians to be. Still trying to be the Caucasian woman when the Caucasian women are saying, no, you know what? That good, righteous Afro man, he looked good. And I don't know if I want to pay the price of the legacy of the Caucasian race in the United States. So she's leaving. The black woman is running too evil. The Caucasian woman is trying to run away from it. Remember I said they lied? The lie has been getting progressively worse if you look at the dates on this chart. All right? If you look to the far right, you'll see why they do it. Just pause the screen and just look. You'll see what's going on. Okay? So, never trust a big button to smile. It's all a trap. It's a trap. Like General Akbar said during Return of the Jedi, it's a trap. All right? And they'll throw this booty out there. It's a trap. They don't like you. They don't really want you. They just using what they got to get your resources. At the end of the day, they have demonstrated, the black woman has demonstrated that they are not your friend. When you see that weave, when you see the afro, when you see her talking really, really pro blackness, it's not for the good men. She's after thugs and stuff. Why? Because she want to raise your children to be like this. All right? And she's going to raise your girls to be like this. This dude said, black men, raise your daughters to respect themselves as ladies. But the dude that said this is a fool. Or maybe it's a woman that said this. She's still a fool because the black men aren't raising their daughters like this. The black mothers are. Period. All right, so let's break this down. So you got these black women, like the one in the middle, that entice you with all this stuff that get old, right? They will take your child and raise them like the girls on the right. They will throw the sons out into the streets at any age between 16 and 18. He's gone for sure because she can't make no more money off of her using the state. The state gives her this religion of this white guy that she throws up in her house instead of paying attention to Exodus 23 through 17. And she don't want you to understand the history of what's going on because it might make her culpable, right? So that's what we get. So we don't get to raise our children. We just only get to have the blame. The black men raise your daughters. But no, the courts took them from us because that's what the woman did when she enticed him, went to the courts to take his children so that she could raise them like that to be like her. All right? How like her?
Fucking drug dealers come up in here tonight. We need them drug dealers and them scammers. Bitch, I'm trying to get my ass done. My bitches got bills to pay. My baby daddy keeps trying to fix my tax money. That broke ass fucking nigga.
All right. So my question to them is, they're messing with a broke dude. Think about that. Broke. Broke. And he's getting her tax money. All right. And she's praying. You got a bunch of these women, all this weave on, Praying to who? All right, think about the mentality of the black woman where she is actually praying to this.
Fucking drug dealers.
She's praying. She's praying for drug dealers. That's why they need to hit the wall alone. That's why we need to leave them alone. That's why if women, the black women refuse to sanctify themselves and become sisters, that's why we need to go and find women in other communities that's going to follow the lead of us, the chosen. Period. We're not chosen because we're better. We were chosen because we're the few. If you looked at it, the Most High always saw that the people that was trying to live a righteous life was going to have enemies on our side. This is why he chose us. Period. It says so in scripture. The Afro male is the one that is chosen. And anybody that is good to the Afro male is chosen along with him. How did he say it? However you treat the least of his, we are the least because we have the most enemies against us. Why? Because we really don't want to make a lot of money. We really want peace. We really want serenity. We really want to be good to people. That was our nature. That was the part of our nature that got us in trouble. We had a protector. We turned our back on our protector, the Most High Yah. We refused to follow the commandments. Now we're getting back to the commandments. And one of the things is, once we get back to them, we don't mess with anybody or take in anybody in our home that's not going to follow our way and the commandments like we're following them. So this is why the black woman is dust. Because not only will she refuse to follow it, she'll come in and bring a whole lot of hurt, trouble, and just evil and wickedness with her. All right. And you know this is because when you hit that nerve and tell them what they've been doing and putting the mirror up into their face, they're going to argue with you because they don't want to hear that, because they don't really want to repent. And until they do that, they're worthless. With that said, I'm out.